This program is designed to provide general information with regards to the subject matters covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas.
Welcome to Behind the Scenes, for your half-assed entertainment news with no bullshit, with our hosts, the Baroness and Bear Fiorda, only on Talk 4 Me.
G'day guys, welcome to Behind the Scenes. I'm your host, the Baroness of Ayrshire, and Glenlyon, summer Helene. That is the longest freaking name ever, the Baroness, and Hair Bear.
You get a long-ass title. You don't even give me my name. And what are you wearing on your head today?
Oh, I have a tiara.
Where'd you get the tiara from?
Alexa said when you're depressed, put on a piece of jewelry.
A piece? You're wearing a chest. You're wearing a pirate's booty worth of jewelry.
I was very depressed.
You're very depressed.
So I put on a lot of
How many increments of depression is it worth one piece? Does the size also play into effect? No, you look great. You look beautiful. I love that you're shiny today.
Yeah, I'm very. It's like, how many people have an actual tiara?
Clearly, at least one. At least one person does.
At least one person
looking at her right now.
Tiara. But that's the point. So that's how I'm dealing with being sad.
What's got you so sad?
Well, Alexis got scurvy.
Oh, that's got you sad?
No,
that's just funny.
That was
how
funny.
Do you get
so for
scurvy?
those that don't know, Alexis, we got bird flu.
Mm-hmm.
Bear got something called pericarditis, which is swelling around his heart.
Yeah, my heart tried to give up.
Yeah. And then Alexis, because she'd been throwing up for 6 weeks, got actual scurvy.
Got actual vitamin deficiency.
Like 16th century pirate booty scurvy.
Maybe, did you steal it from her when she was unwell? Look at all the jewelry.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Some of them are old family pieces. Some of them are my pieces, rings like my great-grandmother, like things like that. It's been around a minute.
It's been around.
But
it looks really well taken care of. You do a great job with it all.
Some of it, this really cute guy I know got me.
Cute guy, don't even get the name right on the show. I'm still waiting on that. What's my intro?
Bill?
No.
Bob? Benny?
It's Billy Bob, actually.
Billy Bob.
It's Southern.
Thornton?
No, it's Bear.
I am, yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm not a Billy Bob Thornton fan, but I will say this. I think mood is greatly affected by how you look and what you do.
Oh yeah, of course. You got to feel good about yourself to go out and interact with the world in a positive manner.
Your arms look skinny in that.
They do. Wow.
I know.
Yeah.
You're
like all chest in this shirt.
But that's it. And you have, and I'm looking at you from the side, and you have these massive arms. But from the front, because you're against a green couch with the green everything, it made your arms look like super skinny on this
can you imagine you're seeing green screens right now? It'd be floating.
That would be fantastic. you'd be a headless guy. But like you have these like massive arms, but look how thin it looks with all the green and stuff in the background. But it's also too small.
I could disguise myself in the woods right now.
No, you couldn't.
Yes, a deer would never find me.
I can smell you. It would find you.
If I cover myself, what do they use? They use deer ammonia, right? To
urine.
I didn't want to say that. To mask themselves when they go hunting.
You want to cover yourself in deer urine.
I don't want to, but if I want to avoid a deer finding me in this hypothetical scenario,
why would you care if a deer found you?
Do we have any hunters listening? Guys, write in the comments. Tell us what it's like to wear deer urine to avoid getting caught by deer.
I hate you so much.
Come on, I don't hunt. I gotta know. Apparently the audience does agree with you though that it's Billy Bear Fiorda instead.
Okay. Thank you very much. I will start calling him Billy Bear. That is going to make intimate moments so much more fun. He will really enjoy that. You can see the joy in his face.
Smiling as wide as I can right now.
Smile through the pain, dear.
Yes, exactly. What did you want? You wanted to talk about something a little controversial this morning.
Well, I wanted to talk about Diddy.
Right. And his. I don't want to make that joke. I'm sorry. I'm going to move on. What about Diddy did you want to talk about? Oh,
no. We were talking with your live stream earlier, and we were talking about the fact that I was at Diddy's parties.
But you can't say... So here's the thing. The 99% of the world that don't exist in Hollywood and understand that there are public and not public parties are going to think that you just went there and saw assaults happening everywhere. So what are you discussing?
I think so. Ashton Kutcher left the country.
Yes,
no surprise.
Fled the country. So to be honest,
but I'm like, this is the second rapist that he's been involved with.
Well, yeah, again, the whole Masterson case, which him and Mila Kunis came out and defended him, which is kind of wild. Like, why would she do it, right? I can understand.
She's married to Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah, you're married. You don't have to say anything. You can
they
just
knew
be
each
silent.
other. Well, think of it this way.
I'm thinking.
I absolutely love Ron Jeremy. I've known him since I was 16. He's been nothing but kind to me.
Yeah.
I've heard stories. I never heard stories before, but I've heard stories since he's gotten older and got dementia and behaved inappropriately. So I've never seen that side of him. I've never seen the guy that everyone's talking about.
He's done all the bad things. Yeah.
You know, he helped me build my career. He was always kind to me. He actually came to an event because I called him with our guest, Eric.
Oh, okay, nice.
When he called, that's a wonderful segue. Eric does not want to be involved that way. Let's get a different segue before we do that.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm saying, like, I've had a great relationship with him. So that was my experience. So maybe Mila's experience with, Danny Masterson was different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to go
on. By the way,
a
shout out to Matthew Morris Fine Jewelry.
Yes, there's some of the jewelry.
I'm going to attach him to the Ron Jeremy thing. He'll love that.
Yeah. No, I don't really feel any sympathy for them at all. If you're aware what your husband's like, you're aware what your husband's friends are like, what your friends are like, and you act that way, and you agree, and you allow it to go beyond, you allow it to happen, even if you're not directly involved. I think you're also just an absolute shitty human. You're the scum of the earth, and your husband fled. Clearly, he would have gone with her. And if she didn't immediately come out and say, you know what, he should not have left the country. I don't know why he left the country. That is very crazy.
That means she knows.
Yeah, but of course that means she knows.
She can't testify against him.
That's because of law. But what I'm saying is that it just doesn't help. It makes her a shitty human too. Like, these are all and guys constantly, by the way, have to combat against people thinking you're cultists and satanic child murderers. You on a regular basis have to defend that.
I do. Everyone always asks me, they're like, are you in the Illuminati? I'm like, no.
And you've got some of the most wholesome people on the planet on paper. I'm sorry, I really have to say this. Some of the most wholesome people on planet on paper. Ashton Kutcher founded that organization where they're finding trafficked children and trying to bring them home, apparently bring them to Diddy to an extent, and Masterson. But these people, they kind of fuck you over. They really make you all look terrible.
Everyone, when we use bad language, we give money to the Boys and Girls Club of America, the Humane Society of America, and Free MMA. We swear because we care.
Fuck yeah! I mean, even look at Conor McGregor. He's not in the entertainment proper. Really, actually, he is. He's doing movies now.
He is the top of the MMA world.
But I just see him as essentially nowadays more or less like a drunk kind of drug addict guy. It's how he portrays himself. But that's only going to go back and reflect on you guys. Then he's got the whole assault allegations now. So that only goes back to affect you guys. People who they look up to and have all this crap happen only takes away from your whole industry.
Okay, well then let's do this. Let's get the opinion of somebody who knows everyone in the entertainment industry, Dr. Eric Zuley.
Welcome to the show, man.
Did he run away because he doesn't want anything to do
maybe just taking a second to load him in.
Did we lose it?
Oh no, he's right there.
Did he run away because we brought up Diddy? He's like, I'm out.
You guys know how busy I am. Emergencies when you're a CEO, you got to have your. Did you see the fireman's hat, the invisible fireman's hat?
Yeah, you're ready for anything, man.
So in your case, you've been around the entertainment industry forever. I met you when I was like 16. You've been here forever. You've watched all of this. What do you think about Ashton Kutcher fleeing the country? All of these people running because of their association with Diddy?
Oh man, that's a great question. Well, I mean, first and foremost, you shouldn't have put yourself in those positions to have to run anyways. But yeah, I mean, your brand reputation, your reputation is everything in this industry. And it's pretty hardcore what's happening. And in fact, I have a friend, an acquaintance that's coming after Diddy that was involved in that whole situation. And so, like, what else are you going to do when you're blatantly caught on tape, when the proof is in the pudding? You don't think that that's going to come back and bite you in the booty? I mean, I would just say, don't put yourself in those type of positions.
Well, it's funny. I've been to a lot of Diddy's parties, not the after parties, to be clear. There is a difference, I promise. But he'd put on events, he'd do all of that, and you'd hear these stories. But I mean, 50 Cent had been saying forever that Diddy was like this. He has been telling everyone forever, and everyone just disregarded him. It was like this open secret.
Mm-hmm. I remember going to one Diddy party. I don't remember what it's called anymore, but it was one of the bigger spots. It had 2 big floors in Hollywood Boulevard. And yeah, those parties are pretty crazy. So, but you just stay away from those particular doors. It's the decision that you choose to make in that position. You should think what could happen for me if I walk through these doors? What could happen to me if I whatever. So unfortunately, fast forward, what was it like 10, 12 years ago, forward, now you're dealing with all this stuff. And I think that they just feel like they're untouchable and nothing can touch them. But now, I think this is going to set an example for a lot of other Hollywood and a lot of other celebrities, to not walk through those doors.
I think it kind of started with Cosby, then it was Weinstein, which is ironic. I'd worked with Harvey and he was lovely, but I was working with his funders. You don't mess with the people paying you. I worked with Diddy, but I worked with his funders. So you don't mess with the people paying you.
I never got a chance to work with Harvey, but I met the guy with the dreadlocks. That's like his partner on the show. And I can't believe I'm about to say this on the show, but when I had my PR company, we were the ones that were tipping all of their camera people for like all the stars everywhere. Remember GME experts, way back in the day. So, but it's funny. If you remember What You Need TV, because we were the positive paparazzi before TMZ,
right?
Before they, and then TMZ came out with that voiceover, and basically did the complete opposite of what we were doing.
That's true. The whole kind of product is just about catching people on surprised or catch them in acts of things they shouldn't be doing, and the salacious stuff sells. It gets people's attention at the very least. Definitely,
it works better than anything else does. People want to know what Sniffy's saying. People want to know like the dirty stuff. They're not into the wholesome. Although I will say,
that's why we need to bring back wholesome Hollywood. You guys with me?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yes. Well, that's kind of what I was bringing up earlier. It's only, I hope, because there's a lot of you out there in Hollywood, a small percentage of the people at the kind of tippity top that are really tearing you guys a new asshole and giving you guys terrible names. I mean, from your perspective, how do you think the rest of the world views you guys when stories like Diddy and Ashton Kutcher and Marston come out?
Oh my God.
And that's all they hear about.
Beyonce fled the country.
Well, I think it's a matter of social media, Bear. That's a great question, because people are going to follow your social media. And again, it's your decision of what type of stuff you're putting on your, what content that you're creating and what content that you're distributing. And like, for me, if I'm going to do business with somebody, or if I'm going to even be friends with somebody, I'm going to typically look at their Instagram, or in our case, I'm going to look at their eZWay. I'm look at their social network. And if I see a lot of stuff that I don't really want to be associated to, I always talk about the power of association, appreciation, and affiliation is everything. And association is how other people are going to perceive you, whether they want to do business with you. So again, it's your choice. It's the type of content that you're putting out there. If you're putting content out there and you're a woman and you're doing a lot of scantily clad skin type stuff, yes, I know it sells. I know it gets viewership, but it also could be making you not get the money from that particular company that could pay you $1 million because they want you to be a spokesperson, but they want you to be a spokesperson for a classy, luxurious Sears or Robinson's May brand or whatever. Again, it's all the decisions people make.
I think it's funny during because we're in an economic downturn that's good for my job, but for most people it's not. The more conservative views and politics and clothing comes into style. So the economy actually boosts in media what happens. So these more conservative brands, Dr. Zuley hit it on the head, are selling better than these scantily clad. And even when you look at places like OF, the things that are selling most are shock factor. Look at that the Lily chick. There was like 100 guys in a day. The shock factor has to go up and up and up and up. And so the reverse of that, of course, is the kind of conservative values coming in, the family values, pushback, the trad wife content, that kind of thing. So it is very, very interesting.
Yeah, speaking of brands, I'm actually supporting Nachikashi Inc. I hope I'm saying that right. That's I'm rocking a particular private exclusive only given to like A-list celebrities for the Oscars. brand that is a very positive, awesome brand. You guys, if you could pronounce the name, you should check it out on Instagram.
We'll put up
write it.
We'll put up a link. And actually, while we're doing that, I do want to give a shout out. Thank you to Matthew Morris Fine Jewelry. Thank you to Bellamy Hair. Thank you very, very much, Off-Road Rentals. That's our giveaway. If you are following Eric, I'd like you to tell me what is the name of his channel. Don't tell them because I'm going to make them go look it up because then they go there. You can win a ride for two or a weekend in Palm Springs, California.
Yeah.
And your sponsor, the one you're supposed to say?
Embassy Suites by Hilton, Phoenix, Arizona. I'll never forget it. It takes me a second.
We're actually not going to be there this year because you're going to be in Mexico.
Yeah, we're going to be fighting down in Monterey June 4th, which is right when the Comic-Con Phoenix
that's
Fan
the first.
is.
Yeah, it's the first Comic-Con I'm missing there in years, which sucks because that was one of my favorites.
Congratulations, Bear. Yeah, you said Phoenix. No, I will not. I'm sorry, that's too hot. But congratulations. I heard you have like 5 fights. You got like a lot of big stuff coming up, man.
Yeah, it's going to be good. You know, I'm looking forward to it. But hey, I want to touch on something you mentioned earlier. We're talking about media and marketing, actually creating platforms. This eZWay I, do you need to tell me a little more about it? I can see that right there attached to your name.
Yeah, well, eZWay it stands for eZWay Interactive. I mean, Summer, we've known each other for like ever. We've been building community. We've been building the ability for people to connect to good people that you don't have to look over your shoulder or do business with, good people that have assets that actually don't waste your time, and really entrepreneurs, entertainers. And it's almost like a Facebook or a LinkedIn. It's a community platform that also has the eZWay network empire. As you know, we have our podcast platform, we have our TV station, we have our newspaper, we have our event stuff. We have a lot of tools that help speakers and that help entertainers, get to where they're trying to get to open up those doors. Someone called us like the skeleton key marketing hub.
You've got all of these interconnected networks. What is the end goal? Like you've got this whole broad network. What is the end goal? What is the dream?
Steve Jobs without the health problems. Jeff Bezos and a little bit of Mark Zuckerberg combined with Joel Osteen.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's a hell of a goal, dude. Definitely no health problems, for God's sake.
Yeah, well, Steve Jobs was kind of a bastard. So when he died, no one really was upset about. He was awful.
Oh, okay.
He was a terrible
Maybe
person.
I just don't know enough about Steve Jobs.
Person. Like it was really bad dude, but genius. Not like Tesla married a pigeon, bad guy, like crazy guy. Just not a good dude.
And when I go to answer your question, Summer, it's really leaving a legacy. When I'm gone, I don't want people to say that about me. I want people to say, man, that guy, I remember who that guy connected me to. And I remember all these charities that they supported and the events that I've gone to. And, so just to have a good platform that we call it like the digital arc. It doesn't have to be a spiritual thing, but we want to connect people. We want to help people. And we want to help other people leave their legacy to their kids and their family and stuff like that.
What's your dream? If you have one thing you're remembered by, one thing you did, what do you want to be remembered as?
For Eric Zuley?
Yeah.
I really enjoy doing the talk show hosting thing. I enjoy doing the same thing you guys are doing. I love getting to know people. So to be the biggest global worldwide connector / Jimmy Kimmel.
What got you into media? Why did you start doing this?
YouTube. We had we were one of the top 100 YouTube partners when YouTube first started. What You Need TV. And I had a gentleman. So I going way back, I turned my bedroom into a music studio, and I had a business happening. And so you meet people when they're coming in and out the studio. I met a producer. Then I got offered an opportunity to perform. I'm giving you the really short version. Had an opportunity to perform, and I seized that opportunity. I hired a lot of models and like limo companies, and I had a really nice suit on. And when you have an opportunity to get to another level of your success, you always want to be memorable. And because of the way that I did that, I had a publicist discover me that day. And they're like, wow, I love your charisma. I love what you're doing. Here's my card. I'm a publicist in Hollywood. And that was the day that I actually was invited to a big event, and I saw a guy named J-Star back in the day have the microphone, the lights, camera, actions. And because I was always a people person growing up, I was like, that is really cool. I want to do that. And and from there, I took that microphone, created that YouTube channel, started building the buzz online. A lot of people started following me because the buzz was growing. I mean, I would literally go back and forth from Orange County to Hollywood almost every day, capturing content, come back the same night, not sleep, edit, get everything up within as fast as I could. And then I started building a fan following. And now today that channel's up to like 14 million views and close to 10,000 subscribers.
What's been the hardest thing in growth? What has been the most difficult thing growing? Because you're in Hollywood, you're out of Hollywood, you're in corporations, you've got kind of tentacles everywhere. And so there's a lot of pieces to hold on to. What has been your hardest or most difficult challenge?
Hey, Ebony, thanks for joining. Biggest obstacle would definitely have to be the competition, which I call haters. I mean, whatever, people that are people that don't want to see you succeed. I've had some really hardcore attacks, hacking attacks, putting bad blogs in social media, and even hate coalitions of people literally trying to take me down, take the company down, because people are nervous and afraid of what they're not used to. Because I'm a disruptor. I'm an innovator. I'm a visionary. I'm something a little different when it comes to how we market and we promote and branding, and we didn't follow the rules. We bounced on the line. We tried not to cross the line, but people are nervous about what they're not used to. But then once they realize that it works, well, what does that one famous philosopher say? Like, first they check you out, and then they learn about you, then they try to trip you, and then they try to join you. Mm-hmm. That's what's happening now. Fast forward 21 years, now they're all wanting to join and be part of the eZWay family.
Why do you think that because of the fear they were more acting malicious instead of just trying to learn from you or join you in the first place? Why would the first thing to be attack?
Again, something they're not used to. And maybe, I mean, honestly, it could be things that I was learning as I was coming up, things like being on the carpet and maybe not being respectful of a camera person being next to me. And maybe the certain rules in Hollywood I didn't understand. But I was just a very aggressive and passionate person. And the way I thought of it is, it's really simple. Here's Nicolas Cage standing in front of me. Am I ever going to see Nicolas Cage again? I'm getting that content. I'm getting that shout out, and just lack of knowledge in growing up in the industry, which, by the way, anybody that's watching, why penalize somebody for something they don't know, and realize that people are going to grow as they learn. And it's not worth holding a grudge, and it's not worth not coming back and just having just one conversation and literally just saying, hey, you know what? Things were in the past. Now we're in the present. We're all doing good. Let's collaborate together and make some impact. Let's use the influence that we all have now and create true impact to change the world.
Sounds wonderful. I like that.
I like that. What is your biggest regret in Hollywood? The moment you missed or something you did, what do you regret most?
I literally have a list of names. No, okay. Regret. I've done so much. I have to really think about that. Does it have to be in Hollywood, or can it be in business?
Could be in business.
Not okay. I would say not having the knowledge to know to trademark, copyright, patent, and lock certain things down that you've innovated and created. Because if I could go back in a time machine and I would have protected and knew what I know now, I would be a lot more successful and well off to be able to make a bigger difference.
What are you most proud of?
Oh my God. My lady, Dr. Dante Sears, and the relationship and the life that we have now, the better vision for children. I mean, it's beyond gratifying, helping these kids with their eyesight and the mentor programs that we're doing. The channels that we have, just knowing that we have this empire and these platforms. We have the women's channel now. And I would say the goals that I wanted to accomplish, I accomplished. And now today I'm literally sitting in the mansion I was trying to knock on the door previously. So what I mean is, I introduced you to Cassandra Cooper, who's a very major, well-off person in the industry. I had an office at the Paramount lot, probably close to 18 years ago. And I sat on the board with Rupert Murdoch, with Fox, and AC Lyles with the Multicultural Motion Picture Association. And at that time, I was doing well. But there's that one particular individual that I was trying to get in with and trying to build a relationship with that I couldn't touch. I just couldn't touch those people. Kevin Dorsey, Michael Jackson's assistant music director, and the people that are now, what I'm most proud of is the fact that they are now on my advisory board. They're now part of my team. Those people I was going after and I was trying to build relationships with 18 years ago, they're now part of the eZWay family. They're now helping us help others.
You talk a lot about in your answers, kind of this assisting others in life, either being a connector or doing for the children's nonprofit. What kind of drives you to be more like this? I don't know. I know philanthropist. Yes, yeah. Really.
What's going to happen next? Every day I wake up is another eZWay family story. Who did our empire help? That success story. That success story is what drives me. Knowing that we have the power now to truly help people with their dreams and goals, and what are they going to do with it? Using God's gift that he gave me to listen to people, and then the gift of tongue to talk to people, and really accomplishments, success, just like it drives anybody. What's the next level of success? I say an addiction. I have an addiction to be successful, to help others. Just like if you have social media, you have an addiction to get more followers. So I would say the addiction to be successful drives me. God drives me.
It's funny. You're trying to pick up numbers. He's trying to pick up money for charity. Everyone has what drives them. When you're a child, a lot of our followers, and a lot of people here are young, and they're at the very beginning of their career. They're at the very start. What advice would you give yourself at 15 years old? What would you tell yourself that you know now, that you wish you knew then, that you think would have made your life easier?
Well, obviously, like I said, I have the knowledge now of things I didn't know. So I would definitely give myself that knowledge. And I would say just same thing that my dad taught me is not all money is good money. Without ethics, morals, faith, just everything else is a waste of time. Like do what you're gonna do, but don't go the dark direction. In any way. And I would definitely, I would cheat. I'd give all the skills I got with the microphone now, and how to monetize the microphone, and all the ways I know how to make money now, which would obviously make myself, a lot more financially successful and wealthy, then. But, I just say the same thing that I currently think of now is keep God in your heart and have faith in your faith.
For all the people listening that want to grow up and want to be you, want to be on social media, want to be there, want to be somebody that has this following, what is something they can do to start growing that today? They know nothing. They've been nowhere. This is the very beginning. What advice would you give somebody starting their social media journey?
Good questions. Well, first and foremost, it starts with a plan, and then it starts with your brand. So you have to know your plan and how you want to be perceived with your brand. You have to get your brand right, make your brand look like a Nike or a major professional looking brand. The way that you're perceived is the way that you'll receive, as far as money and things like that. Your branding, don't put the cart before the horse. Don't market too soon. Make sure your look and feel of your business is correct, because you'll get so many better doors if your brand looks like a multi-billion-dollar brand that is already successful starting out. And sometimes it takes, it took me about 30 something attempts to get to the brand, to find the mission and the story behind the brand. It's not just the look of it, it's the actual reasoning behind it. Like, we use gold for God. We picked the little E and the big Z branding. And if you look real close, the E is a little teeny smaller than the Z, because it represents elevation. It represents, growing. It represents that our company can help to elevate and grow your situation, your brand. And then once your branding is right and you feel that it's right, find the professionals to let you know that it's right. Don't think that it's right. Surround yourself. The next step is surround yourself with the right people. The team is everything as you're coming up as an entertainer or a business owner or whatever. Every single successful person is because of their team. The third thing is, as you're coming up and you're getting success, give credit to where credit is due, and don't try to just take that credit. This give credit to again, power of association, appreciation, and affiliation. Appreciation, I think, is the key piece to building and starting out your business, because your reputation is everything possible. And if you think you're getting away with something, you're not. It will come back and bite you, and people will appreciate, and you'll get more help as you're building your business, because you have that reputation as being ethical or being a good person, and do everything you can to serve first. And the law of reciprocity will serve you back. It'll come back around tenfold.
Yeah, I would say that it's a small world. So whether you're doing right by someone or wrong by someone, they're going to hear about it in one way or another.
That's it. Hollywood's a very, very small place. Entertainment, fighting, it's all crossover. Once you get into media, it's the same people at the same events. The same reporters run the Oscars carpet, Emmys carpet, private parties. It's always the same people. So if you're a dick, everyone knows it. You can't hide that.
No, of course not. We talked for a moment about having that brand together first before you're trying to go out. And I guess maybe I misunderstood, but getting on that marketing campaign and kind of promoting and pushing yourself. I think there's a big sort of misconception of people want to see that build up. They want to see that from rags to riches story. And is that something that could also work? Like you start from zero, you just pick up a phone and start talking about what you want to do all the way to you making the business? Or is it always going to be better to have your business in place and then pick up that phone or pick up that camera or get that team?
That's like stage 4. If I was to continue going on what I was saying, it's the content creation. It's all about the content. It's what content that you're putting out there. And bottom line is, if you take the time to really truly produce something, if you put the effort and the time into it, you'll typically get the better results because you put that time into it. But if you're just half-assing it and you're just posting something that's on your cell phone without editing the picture and making it look professional, look nice, if you're not using ChatGPT, I'd say nowadays in the new age, in the new future, don't post anything. Don't do anything without letting ChatGPT be that overseer for you. Use AI like crazy, but it really starts with your content.
I actually have to agree with you. There was a guy that went on a rant online about CapCut. He's like, CapCut's putting real editors out of work. I'm like, if you're a good editor, CapCut is no threat to you. Like, are you stupid? I have to agree with you. We've got all the tools now to make things good. So why not put the effort in?
Yeah, no, CapCut's a great app, by the way. I use CapCut but AI and certain tools will never ever in a million years be able to replace the human brain that actually knows what somebody exactly wants. If you notice, if you use AI, it's never exactly what you want, but you sometimes just do it because it's there and you don't have the time or whatever. A particular editor, you can tell them exactly what you want and pinpoint exactly what your customer wants or your product placement or your sponsor wants. AI, you could put that in all you want, but it's never going to be exact. You still have to have those editors, and but there are a lot of great AI apps, and I'm glad that you mentioned that because it's probably one of the best for social media.
Yeah.
When you started on social media, you were on multiple lists of most successful, popular. You've been around social media forever. People coming up now are coming up. They have more competition than ever before. You can't have a business and not be on social media. It's now mandatory. It is an integrated part of society. What changes have you seen in the social media landscape in the last 20 years?
AI is changing everything. I think that it's all about community with social media and groups. People have no idea how powerful groups are. The groups and people that really know how to use AI, the numbers are growing more organically. and software. It's the software tools that's assisting social media. And I would say the personal development world is really changing a lot of things, because the personal development world is capitalizing off of the educational side of social media and teaching people what to do. And just a quick little shameless plug. I actually was the person that started the red carpet in the speaking and like personal development world, because we were hired for the Think and Grow Rich tour, the first official Think and Grow Rich tour with Napoleon Hill and John Shin and all them. And once we did the red carpet coming from Hollywood, and bringing that to the personal development world, I noticed like all of the personal development world starting to use red carpets now.
They really are. And it's even bled into science. Like the science awards are doing it. I mean, you really kind of started a trend pulling Hollywood into these non-Hollywood events. It's brilliant.
No, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think that the red carpet, we do the gold carpet particularly. The carpet, in a sense, is the most genius. If you're not doing a carpet when you do your event, you're insane, because that is the way that you make your money. That's what's going to keep the sponsors happy. So it's going to keep your clients happy. So it's going to get you bigger and better draw and celebrities to come to your event, or big speakers or whatever, because you're able to make them shine. And if you're not putting the investment into a carpet with your event, you're probably losing 30 to 40% of your return, with product placement and so on and so forth. And if you're not getting Getty or real agencies to come to your event and cover that carpet, then you're losing a ton of money. So just a little tidbit of knowledge for people, because it's all in the distribution and the product placement for events when it comes to that type of stuff. And make the investment, because you'll get a lot more of a return.
It's funny. I always tell people it's not you who you know, it's who knows you.
Who knows you?
Who'll pick up that phone when you call, who'll show up when you have your events, that sort of thing.
You know what I love doing, Summer, is when I'm on the phone with somebody or I'm in front of them and they say, I know so-and-so, I know so-and-so, I know this person, I know that person. I'm like, oh, so do I. Let's call them up right now. And you see their face like, you're their best friend. Let's call. And I've done that a couple times. I've had some people actually like, I know Wesley Snipes or whatever. I'm like, that's my boy. I danced with him, and then I call him up and they're and you're like, yo, Wes, I'm with your boy. Who? In fact, I was thinking of producing an idea that had something to do with that concept. We should talk.
I'd like that. It's funny. People don't realize Hollywood is so small. Globally, it's 100,000 people at any given time. So I may not know you, but I know somebody that does.
It's all circles. Yeah, it's all circles and groups.
So when people, and I've had people do it where they'll try and lie to get a job, or they'll try and, lie to meet Bear, or they'll turn around and be like, hey, just whatever. And it's that moment of, do you know how small Hollywood is? If I don't know someone, I know someone that does. Like, lie, you will get busted.
Yeah, no, I mean, Hollywood is very cliquish, and some of these cliques don't really like each other too much. What's that that one big song that's like all over social media? He performed at the Super Bowl.
Is it Kendrick Lamar?
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar and
Dre.
Dre. Yeah, Kendrick Lamar and Dre. I mean, those are two cliques. Those are two circles. But you also got to think too: are these PR stunts? Like
some are, some aren't. Like you have the moments that are PR stunts like that where
Will Smith smacking Chris Rock, PR stunt or not?
Man, I'm not Hollywood, but I definitely would say that probably wasn't the best PR. If it was a PR stunt, poorly done.
No.
I don't think it was.
The Will Smith thing wasn't a PR stunt. I had a friend that was.
Yeah, I don't think it was either.
No, I had a friend.
A lot of people do though. What do you guys think, guys? Put your comments. PR stunt or not?
I had a friend that was working that night that was just like, oh my God, we're getting sued.
Okay. Taylor Swift and Kanye West.
Kanye's nuts. And I don't mean this in a bad way. Like with Kanye West, it could have started as a PR stunt, but he's jumped on more than one stage when he shouldn't have. He's run his mouth more than one time when he shouldn't have. And I always try and be really careful with Kanye, because it's not just talking about an entertainer. It's talking about with someone with extreme mental illness. So when you're talking about someone with bipolar, they could have meant for, some PR stunt where he objected or said something, and instead he ran up on stage. So it's that gray area. I don't love how he treats his girlfriends. Don't love how he treated Amber Rose. She's a lovely woman. Don't love, what he did with his last wife, stripping her on.
I have, speaking of Amber Rose, if you guys look up What You Need TV, Jamie Foxx, Amber Rose, or it might even be with my name. I met Amber Rose. I actually kicked it with Amber Rose a little bit, and that's where I met Jamie Foxx. Remember Millions of Milkshakes way back in the day?
No, I don't even heard of Millions of Milkshakes.
So Millions of Milkshakes was it's a brick and mortar store that gives back, and this was a lot of my idea and my ex-partner, that gives back to charity based upon the celebrity's charity of choice, and they would create a milkshake based upon the ingredients that they wanted to have. And then we were hired as the PR to actually bring the Access Hollywood and Entertainment Tonight and Getty and all the big stuff. And it became one of the biggest viral sensations and was on all the biggest press. And now they're in Dubai. It's a real big thing we did a long time ago. Okay, I got one more for you. Kanye West bringing his girl to the Grammys. Was it the Grammys? And
where he dropped
definitely a PR stunt. I just had a lot of backlash.
But it backfired. She's divorcing him. It's a whole thing. But it was definitely a PR stunt.
I'm not going to get too deep into it, but that there's the rules and the let's just say the groups in Hollywood that make you do things you don't want to do and you kind of have to do. Mm-hmm. It could have been one of those things too.
True.
I thought for a minute it's just like their own private dynamic. Like maybe she pissed him off, so as a punishment, she had to go on.
He does have a weird BDSM relationship with most of the women he's been involved with historically,
right?
And women I know that have been involved with him, same thing. That was one of the things with him and Amber Rose. It was a whole thing. But then Marilyn Manson, same thing, has similar dynamics with these women. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's hard to say, I think, because ultimately we can only speculate. We don't really know what the goals are here. We know what it most likely is, what it appears to be at the very end of the day.
I don't know. I think Pete Davidson put it really well. It was on SNL. He's like, there's no shame in the medicine game. I'm on my meds. Take them.
Yeah, take your meds.
You're off your meds. Take your meds, Kanye. Like that's.
What do you guys think about these award shows, these independent award shows that are coming up and nipping on the big award shows, the Oscars and the Emmys and the Grammys? People like mine, my award show, eZWay Awards is coming up there. It's growing. HOPA Awards, the National Social, all these award shows that are the Hollywood Music and Media Awards. These are all things that I've come up with, and I think that they're nipping on the heels.
The HOPA Awards, I've spoken with Amazon. They're doing a shakeup actually right now. So Amazon, for those that don't know, is kind of doing this big internal shakeup. But I've spoken with Amazon about the HOPA Awards. I think it's twofold. It's really good because it stopped the buying of awards. And that's frankly all it ever was. But it's also now become spread so thin. People don't know where to look. And it's very much the social media effect. And I know it will calm down. Once upon a time, we were given our celebrities and you were given like a choice of 3. Which one do you like? Now with social media, it's a build your own celebrity. Everyone has their own niche fan group and fandom they can get into. And, once the fan group goes, then it becomes corporatized. It's sort of the same with these award shows. Now, I'm going to say this excluding yours. I like your award show. But I'm seeing so many of them now that I don't like. I know Zeus has their own. Everyone has their own award show. And I think if we continue to flood the market, it's not going to mean anything if it becomes an award for purchase. And that's what is concerning me, because it turns it right back into, what the Oscars were. If you can afford the press campaign, you can have your Oscar. So if you... and a lot of these smaller award shows, and I'm going to say this publicly to everyone out there, I am 100% excluding eZWay from this. They're not selling awards, but a lot of companies are. And I think that takes away the legitimacy of it, and that kind of damages it.
I agree. It's definitely diluting the awards waters. But I mean, just to talk about ours a little bit, ours is in the house with the eZWay family. It's really to honor and appreciate those in the eZWay family that are really trying to help the network grow as a whole. And then the bigger celebrities, the bigger people, our legends and things like that. It's to help them leave a legacy and it's really about impact. Everything is about influence and impact with us, and we do voting and we do the same similarities, but it's really about community. All the community chooses who's involved and whatnot. And the last award show we just did was to raise money for children that don't want to go blind, and it was for a real good cause. I think award shows that have really good causes attached to them, and basically that are just proven to have a good mission behind them. Those are the ones that are really going to be respected. And speaking of HOPA Awards, I am the Chief Marketing Officer officially now for the HOPA Awards. I was just talking to Tina the other day and Trey. And then the National Social Media Awards, I think, are two. That's why I got involved with these two award shows. And mind you, they are always going to make money off sponsorship. All award shows. That's
I'm not worried about sponsorship. What I'm talking about,
you're talking about pay to play.
Yeah. I'm talking about pay to play. And once something becomes pay to play, it's not legitimate.
So I think that what award shows should do is never, ever in a million years charge for an award. However, when you're doing an event, you have to have butts and seats. You have to have people to the event. And
absolutely,
depending on how much you're investing, I mean, we invest $700, $800 per award. We have official certificates and from the cities and counties. I mean, we work really, really hard on these awards, and it costs money. And so therefore people need to buy dinner and whatever, and you need to cover the cost. So I think it's okay to tell somebody, hey, if we're going to be spending money and investing into you, got to bring people to support you, but not say, hey, if you pay for this, you'll get this accolade.
I think that's where the line is. It's one of those, it's going either way, this person's getting the award. It's not based on whether or not they bring people. And that to me is where the difference is.
Yeah, you need to give someone an award based upon their accomplishments and proven.
It's meritorious versus, and that's it. It's meritorious versus purchased. I mean, you can look at, there are plenty that, one of the biggest sticklers for I'm not paying for an Oscar was Leonardo DiCaprio. And everyone for years was like, why isn't Leonardo DiCaprio up? Why isn't Leonardo DiCaprio up for the Oscars? Because he refused to pay for the award. He refused to, put in the push that would be required. And he didn't request in his contracts that the studios put him up for this award. That is something you can do, by the way, guys. I've had people do it in mine. I have a TV show I'm doing right now. Part of the contract is it has to go up for the BAFTAs. So it comes down to that can be part of the contract. And he refused to do it. And so one of the only people I can say that legitimately got an Oscar are Marissa Tomei and Leonardo DiCaprio, who legitimately won without a push.
Oh, good.
Everyone thought Marissa Tomei getting it was an absolute joke, by the way.
I think one of the things we're going to do too, and actually just being on the show, this idea is being hatched from your guys' live behind the scenes show, because we have eZWay News, and eZWay News is a very highly ranked platform. I think that's one of the things I'm gonna put out as a section of almost like a review section. Are these award shows for real? Yeah. And I'd love to hear you guys' comments if you'd like to see something like that. You go ahead.
It's interesting, but even the MMA awards we go to every year for his group. Am I going to get you in trouble if I say this stuff?
Well, I'm going to disagree with you because I know where you're going with it. I think you can know someone's going to win if you invite them on or invite. Like, it's kind of like this. If they invite
up for Iridium.
Well, no, what I'm saying is like if they invite Dr. Zuley here to a social media awards for who had the biggest impact, and it's him and I don't know, not Mr. Beast. We know he's going to win. We know he's there to win. That's the whole thing.
Unless it's Mr. Beast, then Mr. Beast is going to win.
But he would beat anybody. That's not a fair comparison. But that's what I'm saying. It's like we know he's going to get it because he was the one brought in there. Even if they brought in 100.
Shout out to Mr. Beast and Casey Thomas, by the way.
Sorry?
I said shout outs to Mr. Beast and Casey Thomas. I haven't met Mr. Beast, but I know his representation, I think.
Hear me out here. Just not one person that won an MMA award was not part of Iridium or the UFC. Not one.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the Iridium sucks, but those are the two that matter the most right now.
What's the most accomplished award that you've won, Summer?
I got an award from the United States government for my support of military families at war. So that was a few years back. So that one meant a great deal to me. I grew up in a military family. What about you?
I've had about 50 awards given to me, but I think the most impactful one was the one that was actually named after me. I had two. The Multicultural Motion Picture Association and the City and County of Los Angeles named an award after me, which is what I've been giving out still to this day. And that was given to me and signed off by Antonio Villaraigosa, the mayor of LA, and a lot of council members and things like that. And so since I'm still doing that award and I'm still living that on and I'm still giving that award out, that's going to be the most impactful. But I think, most accomplished. But I also am like super appreciative of like all the awards. I had the Los Angeles Trust Fund, the actual trust fund from one of the biggest children's care in Los Angeles. They gave me the medallion, the hero medallion.
I love it. I'm going to freeze you there because we're actually at the end of the show. Can we get you back on? Because I now want to hear about the medallion.
I would love to be back on. This was fun. I didn't even realize that we went an hour so far. Wow.
We're already past time, so I just got in trouble. So I'm like, we have to go. Make sure you are following Eric Zuley at eZWay. I'm going to put that up. I'm the Baroness. We are on with my co-host, the baddest bear in the cage, Bear Fiorda. Thank you so much for joining us, and tell me if you like my tiara.
Have a good night.
Good night.
This has been Behind the Scenes with the Baroness and Bear Fiorda. Only on Talk 4 Media.